Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another podcast episode on this YouTube channel. Welcome or welcome back. If you know, you know. This is why you guys need to follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, when I'm more direct with how I talk and my talking points, and it's more normal to comment and stuff like that. My topics, story times, all that be right in themselves. I'll link down below. I feel like some stories that literally came from Instagram. But some Instagram comments and dumb people inspired this podcast episode today. We're going to be talking about misogyny, but like, when are we ever not on this channel? I have a podcast episode called Misogyny is in Everybody, but today I really want to reflect and unpack how misogyny affects everybody, not just women. It heavily affects men too, from misogynistic women, misogynistic men, putting all these things. And you would think that since it affects all of us, we would all want to stop it, right? But unfortunately, a lot of people don't get it, and here we are. I feel like when we talk about misogyny, we can almost always start with the homophobia of it all. Okay? A lot of people, bigoted people just think that queer people are the problem. They're the reason this and all this discourse and stuff, and they don't understand how misogyny fuels you guys' transphobia, homophobia, and how those things are all interconnected. Like I said, the bigoted people don't get it. How it's literally, I feel like it's a triangle pointing at each other. Because you know what I seen on Instagram like a week ago, a video going viral of, and again, I know the bigoted people like to tussle, but I'm a woman who's not describing words, okay? There was a cis woman who was pregnant and she was making like a fit check video on her TikTok. Just like, this is my outfit of the day. You guys want to know what was all in this cis woman, biological woman's comment section? Transphobia. Being like, wait, how is this possible? Calling her a man, blah, blah, all because they thought her voice was a little too deep, which means they thought she was. See? And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The cis woman who in tussle don't understand how literally just being yourself, just being however you are, those same hateful ideologies that you get from misogyny can come back and bite you in your own butt. Because that comment section was ridiculous. Men, like, there's so many men who pick fights about, like, oh, women just hate men because at this point we can't do any. I've spoken on this many times before. We can't do anything without being called DL, without being called sweet, right? And I spoke about how I do think this is problematic for a woman to speak this way. Um, yeah, he likes to paint his nails, DL. He likes to have skincare, DL. He likes like pink and stuff like that, DL. And a lot of this anger, and like because the comments are coming from women, or like I said, women associating queerness, queer men with just like bad events. Like a girl will come out on the internet, tell a whole story. Oh, he was abusive. He did that. And a bunch of other girls are in the comment section being like, that's basically how because he's DL. Like, that's why he's so angry. Or straight men can also just be terrible people. Trust me, I've met plenty of them. Trust me. Trust me, right? So a lot of men take this as an opportunity to throw the hate back at women and are like, well, we can't do anything. We can't let us live. But wait. Who set that system up? Who set the system of misogyny? And a man is someone who does this. A man is someone who wears this. A man is someone who makes this much. A man is a provider. A man is a. Who set that system up? Who made these implemented rules of what man and masculinity is? It wasn't me. It wasn't women. So y'all are mad and hating. And like I said, the women who say stuff like this are wrong because I think it's misogynistic and it also fuels homophobia, which I don't with. Um, but you're mad at a system that was created by you guys. And that is from misogyny. This is how I say, this is like for any men who didn't get it, I feel like that is a perfect example of how it affects men, right? And a lot of the men who complain and do stuff like that are the same men who are probably homophobic or say that to other men, like, nah, he don't like girls because he do this and that. Like, you guys do it to each other. And that also cracks me up about the men who hate being at the receiving end of misogyny in these DL comments that, like I said, turn around and be homophobic as okay. How does that work? The same men who will criticize queer men and try to strip them of masculinity because of who they love and stuff. This is one hill I'll die on, especially as a woman too. I seen another good video talking about this, is how queer men are still men. They still harbor misogyny. They could still, like, I literally seen a queer man wake this up where he was like, you see how queer men get so comfortable with women and having women friends, and you see how they talk about the female body, how they talk about female anatomy, how they talk about, like, it's gross, it's disgusting, it's, I could never. That's misogynistic. You don't have to like it, but why are you disrespecting the portal that gave you life? And that's what the I'm talking about. That's why we all need to unpack it, because it affects men, women, non-binary people, queer people, wherever you are, it's affecting you. But a lot of men don't understand how it affects them because they love a system that is made for them to thrive. This is what I'm saying. Like, when they want to turn the blame on queer people or turn the blame on women, when it's like the same system or comments that happen to you that you don't like when it happens to you, but you love when it benefits you. So if it's in a way to put someone else down or say it about someone else, they be all for it. They be all for it. Okay? Clock that. And why I said at the beginning of this video that Instagram inspired this topic, some very interesting men, also men who follow me, which is embarrassing. When I see dumb comments from men where it says follow back, because on Instagram, let me tell you, I actually have a lot of men with on my Instagram. I see some of the DMs. I see some of the comments who are all for like supporting me. I love learning from you. I completely agree. Men need to take accountability for this. But it's like once a week, I see some crazy comments where I'm like, why is this saying follow back? How are you leaving a hate comment, leaving a comment degrading black women, but it says follow back though? But it says fall back. It's like, did you even listen to what I'm saying? Do you listen to anything, or did you just see like a pretty face and fall? Like, it's really irritating. I feel like pretty privileged to the max. But anyway, so I was on a roll. I was on a roll with my comebacks this past 24 hours. I got a lot of stupid comments defending my sisters down. And so there was this one guy who was actually in my comments on Instagram, like defending black women on one of the takes I was talking about. And I was like, oh, period, right? Period. He seemed cool. I seen he was like another California person. I followed him back and he slid in my DMs and he started talking to me. Y'all, we had a conversation for like an hour and it led into like my bedtime. I had to get up early and I just didn't feel like saying anything. Let me be so for real, y'all. This man, it started like, oh, how long ago did you move to California? Where are you from? This and that. This man started typing paragraphs about his beliefs, low-key trauma dumping. He sounded like he was on that. He sounded like he was on something. He was telling me how he's a high school dropout. He doesn't believe in school. He doesn't believe in this. He lives the van life. He doesn't see the point of living in a home. And it's like, oh, all because of a certain religion he was in. And it was just one of those conversations where all of it, I was just like, oh, okay, so why do you feel this way? Why do you, okay. Like, it was just like, oh, this is a very different, we have very different views and lifestyles. So I just didn't see the point of continuing the conversation. You know, he's talking about, well, I feel this way and I'm very traumatized by this. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you moved out to Cali to escape the peace. This life makes you peaceful. I was like, hope you find what you're looking for. Like I said, he kept responding. I didn't say anything. And then I think eventually I just like restricted so I wouldn't get the messages and I just unfollowed him because I was like, I just don't want to talk to you. Like, mind you, you're a stranger. You're a stranger. And I don't even answer my DMs like this. and this is all gonna get to the point, y'all. I was posting screenshots of this hoe being mad this morning. Y'all, this was my homeless ex part two. Angry person living in their car. If you guys know, you know. This man was crashing out in my DMs for like 2 hours, calling me all types of hoes. And wow, you're really gonna unfollow me because I didn't graduate high school? This isn't that. I see what type of bitch you are. He was calling me a Jezebel, saying like I'm not really pro-black. Um he was talking about, I see you, you're just a gold digger. I told you about my lifestyle. I test women. I test women to see I test women to see what they're gonna say. But you don't know I'm a trust fund baby. I just work so I can put my money into stocks. I'm gonna make blah blah without a diploma. Yeah, I see what type of like it was so funny when I was debriefing these messages with my best friend because she was like, notice how he all of a sudden just started saying it was like women always this, women gold diggers. Um Women are the real problem. He was just typing paragraphs like that and putting stuff like that. And like all I did, I took a little screenshot and I tagged him and I was like, I was mad. And I was like, mind you, this is the same person defending black women in my comments, then being disrespectful as well in my DMs, thinking he's entitled to a response from a stranger online, right? He's all like, you unfollowed me because of this. You're not speaking to me because of this, because I live in a van, because I this. Mind you, I didn't call him crazy like I should have, because I said he was texting paragraphs. He sounded like he was on. Okay. I didn't say your lifestyle is weird. I said, oh, like, okay, nice that you like living like that. Hope you find peace. And I just didn't say anything, even though I should have them up. Okay, I should have said way more. Like, this is what you guys should be so happy when a Scorpio spares you. Because I'm like, y'all, the way this was me and my best friends, like, we were riffing jokes about this. I could have said so much and I just said silence, right? And misogyny, the patriarchy teaches women to just be agree, just agree. Just be nice enough to get by. Just don't make them angry, never be rude, all these things. And I look at this such a small, like, pointless, like, hour of my life when this happened, right? How it's like, so yeah, I didn't say anything negative about him or his lifestyle. I didn't say anything rude. I was just receptive, like, okay, I hope you find peace in LA, you know? And I just didn't say anything. And I was like, and look how I got disrespected from just being like, not being rude, not saying my true opinion, not like all these things that they say, like, you'll be safe, a good woman does this, right? And I was like, look at how I was disrespected, grouped in with all women do this, all women do that. And so that's why it's the patriarchy. Because what? Like, you know, I didn't do that because of the patriarchy. I just did it because I was like, I don't feel like talking to him anymore. I just, you know? And I was like, this man was crashing out in my DMs for 2 hours, just saying stuff about women, saying stuff. I could see you're a gold digger. I reported your account. I've sent women to jail. Women are so this, and that. And like I said, again, it's scary. It's the man who was in the comment section defending black women, and this is how he acts when someone just doesn't respond to him. Mind you, I'm a fucking stranger. I'm a stranger who only gave you a conversation yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm saying this is a prime example. I remember when I first started getting attention online, I learned that very quickly. You know, like when I was like single and stuff like that, and sometimes I would just get nice DMs. I think I made a TikTok about this one before, where a guy was just like calling me pretty or something. I just responded and it was like, oh, thank you. I didn't have anything to say. Like, he wasn't cute to me. I was like, oh, I was new to getting DMs. I was just like, oh, thank you. This man talked to himself in my DMs for like 3 days. He was like, thanks. Anyway, how are you? Sliding up on the story. Anyway, this. Anyway, that. Interesting how you're not saying anything. Until I finally snapped. I was like, why are you talking to yourself? Like, I said a thank you. I didn't even have to say thank you. but I did. And now you think you're entitled to a stranger online. And then again, I remember he went in, he was like, wow, you're so fucking rude. Like, that's crazy. I'm rude because I'm a stranger and I didn't respond to you. You're a fucking stranger. Like I said, I didn't have to say thank you. Like, this is what I'm saying. Do this, do that, be nice, never be rude, just agree, and you'll be safe, or you'll be the ideal woman. No, the fuck you won't. This is why that fuck that. I don't strive to be that. I feel like I've never actually strived to be that, but because we grow up in a world that like misogyny and all these ideals subconsciously filter into your mind, like I said, sometimes you gotta unpack it. And I'm like, these I feel like are perfect examples, and even more serious example that I'm seeing on my timeline right now. Shout out to Eritrean It Girl on TikTok. I just started following her and I reposted her video and other videos I've been seeing about what's going on with women in Ethiopia and why a lot of people are changing their profile picture to the handprint, all these things, and how a lot of these women are breaking down how misogyny is really affecting their country and how women are being treated. How, again, there's being countless cases of harm, like violence against women, and these are women who, again, are being like the prototype of the misogyny of that country, you know? Being religious, dressing how you're supposed to dress, all these things. And none of those things are stopping these women from violence. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's very important because when I'm talking about misogyny, when I'm talking about women, like another video I reposted because I built my For You page brick by brick. I'm talking about everyone. I'm using my voice because I am in the US. I am in a Western country where I can be loud and I can be atheist and I can do what I want, you know? Because none of us are free till we're all free. I care about the woman in Afghanistan. I care about the women in African countries. Like, I care about the countries where being yourself, being queer is still a sentence. Um, I care about it all. And again, even being in a Western country and having like the privileges I have, obviously from examples like the Instagram one I talk about from my experiences with men in real life, we're not fully safe here, even though we have a lot of like advantages and things are very different. So yeah, I've seen a lot of BS on the feed lately, and I'm tired. And you know what, y'all? I know I'm that bitch when I'm getting misandry accusations. Now, misandrous is something I've never identified with, but I'm proud to wear that title if that's what these misogynistic men want to call me. Like, it is so crazy. Misandry is only a thing in real life. I'm like, do y'all know that men, women, women, um all the assault, all these things in real life, but a girl being a little mean to you and saying, oh, I don't think you deserve rights, is only a TikTok problem. Did you like, did you know that? It is so crazy to me. I've seen a lot of, like I said, transphobia this week, misogyny on my feed, and it all just reminds me again why intersectionality plays such an important role. Like I said, I have so many communities. I have women, I have the Black community, I have, I remember I've said this so many times on my page about how I feel like you're not really pro-Black if you are homophobic, because being pro-Black is like being for all of us, and there's queer Black people, and so many people don't know what to do with that. They're like, so our Black people are gay? What are you trying to say, bitch? Smart people would understand that. And it's like, even if queer Black people didn't exist, like the internet really is so interesting to me. Like I said, we're all connected and affected by the same subconsciously, even if it's not a direct connection, like something happening to Black people, something happening to women. But I was like, I feel like real bitches, real people who just care because they care. Oh, I actually don't have to be affected to give. That's you guys' problem. that's you guys' problem. Again, I speak for LGBTQ in support. A lot of times I'm straight and a cis woman, but again, it all affects me because it still affects my community. You know what I'm saying? Just stop it. Stop it. Men and women, unpack that. I'm tired of seeing it. Be open to listening real quick. Okay? Thank you guys so much for listening to another podcast episode. My hair is sticking to the back of my neck, even though there's a fan behind me. Halfway is real cute, y'all. Like, I love that I discovered this in my lock era, but maybe I'll retire and bring it back out during winter. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.